Good morning, beautiful people of the internet. My name is Cody. Welcome back. Today is Tuesday. It is currently day 2 of the new team training lifting cycle using the maxes that we found last week off the video the other day. Today is day 2. It's currently Tuesday. It's about 10:20. So I have about an hour to kill before I'm gonna get into another personal training. And then I have the time in the afternoon to then lift and work through everything we're doing today. Today is pause, front squats, and then power clean. So a lot of front rack stuff, obviously a lot of quad, a lot of hip, working through some squatting and doing things that way. So since I have an hour, I'm gonna try working through a little bit of that go WOD, pre-WOD stuff. I'm usually not one to like stretch before exercising. I don't see the value in passive stretching before getting into a dynamic movement. There's also a lot of times where that can cause some injury, but since I have a little bit of time, I'll then kind of work through some stuff. My hips are a little bit tired from coaching all morning. My legs are tired from squatting yesterday. So I think it will be good to kind of open things up, shake some things off, and break some things up. And then I'll have an hour of personal training. We'll start getting into a warm up, start getting into the strength. So I'm gonna go through a little bit of that go WOD, pre-WOD stuff. I'm gonna take you guys along for it. So we'll see how it goes. That was 15 minutes, done and dusted. I have about 20 minutes before my client comes in. I will say I do feel a little bit better, right? I wouldn't do that just as a warm up, but to think about doing that maybe like an hour before I'm actually gonna warm up and get moving, it feels pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get back to work through with a little bit of a client here, and then when I start warming up, when I start getting into lifting, I'll see you guys then. So, squats are done. Based off of weight, didn't think they're gonna be that bad. That 5-second pause in that front rack, horrendous. The squat itself isn't bad, right? Because you normally, 99.9% of the time, your front squat is lower than your back squat, right? So you know you can squat the weight. The squatting's not the issue. It's hanging on to that gosh-forsaken barbell in that front rack for 5 seconds, which, watching back, I noticed that in every single one of my front squats where I had a 5-second pause, I don't think I actually paused for 5 seconds. I think it was more like 3.5 to 4, which also makes me come back and think, A, I can't count, right? Horrible at it. 2, I had to hold that thing for another second, which in a second doesn't seem like a long time. But when you think about, I held it for like 80% of how long I was supposed to hold it for, another 20% seems like a lot. So that would have been hard. But pauses are done. 3 sets of 3, front squats are done, descending ladder, sets of 5, normal speed, normal tempo, really focusing on like controlling the descent. Like I mentioned before, I've dealt with a little bit of some hip stuff, so I've dealt with some like hip shift issues. So me really focusing on the descent tends to help. I think right now it's more of a mobility thing, right? Like one hip is looser than the other, so obviously doing more mobility will kind of help open things back up and hopefully start to even back out. But right now my main focus is really controlling that descent, focusing on the entire squat, and doing things that way. I'm trying to do everything in these first couple of weeks with no belt, trying to get better at weights that way. I imagine that 225, 5-second pause for 3 would have felt a heck of a lot better with the belt on. But again, I'm trying not to. I'm trying to work on low back strength, core strength, low back stamina and endurance and things that way. So that's been really good. But again, squats are done. I'm gonna start warming up for some hang power cleans, get through some hang power cleans, get into some accessory, and call it a day. All right, cleans are done. A little bit better than I thought they would. For the most part, you guys will kind of see different percentages. So I think it's just cleans and snatches where you're supposed to be going off of 90% of a 1 rep max. I'm trying everything just using like the number that I hit, so 195 and 250, and then using those percentages. Mainly because after watching videos back while editing and doing that kind of stuff, you kind of watch the snatch like, hey, there's probably more there, right? It's just a comfort thing. Clean wise, again, there's probably more there. It was the squat thing, right? I didn't want to squat it and get under it. So I'm gonna go and try and use all the numbers and treat those as my 90%, and then go from there. Today felt pretty good. 190 was the top weight. Again, something where I could power everything, so that feels fine. The power itself feels really good. I hang power snatches yesterday. That felt really good. I think it's just the squatting right now. My legs aren't used to it, my hips aren't used to it, so I'm gonna keep doing that until I can, right? So really happy with that. The squats themselves weren't bad. It's the pause, and then it's only getting 90 seconds of rest between the pausing sets, which just gets bad. So 3 movements, 3 things done. I'm gonna put barbell away. I'm gonna go ahead now and get into some of that pull-up accessory. So some banded chest to bar, and then some strict pull-up. So I'll get stuff put away. I'll kind of get re-warmed up, make sure shoulders are kind of ready, lats are ready, and then I'll see you guys in the rig. All right, everybody, that's gonna do it. Front squats, pausing, hang power cleans from below the knee, some strict chest to bar with a band. For anybody who tells you that banded pull-ups aren't hard, out of your life, don't need them. Banded, strict pull-ups are no joke. In the plan, I wrote 4x8. I ended up doing 4x6 because I was out of gas, and that extra little pull of what, from here to here, gets really, really hard. So banded strict pull-ups, add them in, and add in banded chest to bar. If you are someone who in the CrossFit realm struggles with kipping, butterfly, let alone pull-ups in general, add in that banded chest to bar, right? That extra pull from chin to here, right? Really focuses and forces you to squeeze lat, squeeze shoulder blades together. Really, really good tip, really, really good thing for you to do. We do them a ton in here, trying to do strict pull-ups, strict chin-ups, strict chest to bar once a week through our classes, through our personal training, things that way. Some kind of strict pull-up to finish off the workout as well. Under fatigue, work on that shorter range of motion, a little bit less reps, a little bit less volume. Obviously no band working that way, but man, I'm smoked. But that's gonna do it today. That's kind of a full day of training on this team training program with some built-in accessory for things that I wanna work on. Now all I have left to do, go home, stretch a little bit, soak my feet, eat some food. Man, oh man. I appreciate everyone who stuck around for this long in the video. I don't know how long this is gonna be, but I appreciate if you kind of hung out, watched some weightlifting, watched some pull-ups, doing some things that way. Drop a like, comment, tell me what you guys are working on right now in your training. And until next time, guys, take care and peace.